All right, guys, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Aaron, joined as always by the sound engineer, Jay. My co-host for the day, Celine Jung.
Hello.
She has not been here in a while. Welcome back, Celine.
Thank you. It feels good to be back.
And our very, very special guest, Chris.
Yay.
Hello.
Hello,
Guest.
Chris.
I haven't been called a guest
Sorry,
before.
Chris is not a
honor.
guest today. He's actually, he's our intern, but he recently actually graduated from UCLA.
Congrats.
Which
you.
UCLA, fight.
Wait, what's that?
We don't do that once you.
Go Terriers.
But so Chris, started off on the show as an intern, and right now Jay and I are kind of debating whether we, give him a full-time job here. Mm-hmm. Honestly, his performance has been a little bit wishy-washy, but he was going through finals.
Yeah.
So we've decided that for now, you are going to be still an intern, but just for today's episode, since you are the special guest, we're going to call you the graduate.
Thank you.
We're still
Thank you.
discussing internally.
Yeah, we are discussing it internally. So, Mr. Graduate, congratulations, first of all. It was a long, arduous journey to get here.
Yes, a whole 8-year.
An 8-year saga.
Mm-hmm.
So, a little bit of backstory, right? I first met Chris in 2012 when I moved to Korea. And Chris was just about to go to UCLA to start his freshman year of college.
Wow,
Yeah.
that year, 2012.
2012.
Okay.
And
When he
then
was just
8
about to-
glorious years later, it's all come full circle.
Full circle.
So,
Yeah.
so Chris, can you maybe
That's
just...
such an accomplishment, though. Let's really,
Yeah.
Thank you.
really
Thank you.
congratulations.
Well, the question on everyone's mind, Chris, is what the fuck, man? What took so long?
I guess it was mainly a product of me just not giving a fuck about anything. But it wasn't always such a dire situation.
It was not. It was very much a gradual kind of descent into not caring about
Right.
school.
Well, 8 years, that's almost a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
for
it,
real.
It could only be gradual, right? A lot of factors involved, too.
So, because you go to UCLA as a freshman, and I think you were doing okay, right? First 2 years at least.
Yeah. I was like a normal college kid, in LA, smoking a little pot.
a little.
I got my medical recommendation pretty early in, but
Nice.
First 2 years I just checked my grades, except for the first quarter where I did really bad in some calculus class. I realized I was doing pretty well. But it's been so long since I was a freshman. It's kind of hard to keep track.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there were some telltale signs of.
Well, as you just said, like you get to UCLA and the first thing you do is get a medical marijuana license.
Right.
Which I think, like,
That was a
unfortunately, was the downfall of a lot of people during
Right.
that time, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty, I don't want to admit it, but I'm pretty sure there was a good percentage of me that wanted to go to school in LA because I wanted to smoke.
Smoke like a lot of weed.
Yeah. Which to the incoming class of 2024 or
2025 actually.
25, do not base your decision on that. Pretty stupid fucking.
The kids going to school in Oregon are going to have access to crack. No,
Right.
That's going to be interesting.
Shrooms.
A whole generation just lost.
Shrooms in Maine or something.
Yeah. I was spending exorbitant amounts of money on mainly weed.
And how would you find a way to excuse that with your parents? Just not eating food, essentially?
A lot of lying.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, a lot of BS. But there was one day specifically where towards the end of the year, my dad calls me and he's like, "Okay, I know you're smoking a ton of weed, right?"
Wait, that's hilarious.
And then I was like, no, I'm not. Just a little bit here and there, just on after I finish my homework.
Yeah.
And he goes, Chris, I was a prosecutor in Chicago for he was the DA in Chicago
holy shit.
for when he first started
Yeah.
out.
He's
Oh
like,
my
I brought
gosh.
down the Falcone
Yeah, he's
family.
like, I know how
I know what
how
this
money
looks
works.
like.
Yeah.
Like nobody spends this much money on like McDonald's,
Yeah.
like $30
Right.
meals.
You were embezzling your father's money. So
Right,
he
right,
definitely
right.
knew.
and then
So what happened though? Did he like cut you off?
Yeah, did they punish you?
yeah, so basically I'd be getting $50 a week for like food and pretty much just for food.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is honestly, even if I spent it all on food, that'd be pretty rough. But
Yeah.
and also being like the spoiled brat I am, I like had no intentions of finding a job at school, which would have probably made life a lot easier. But
Yeah.
yeah, $50 a week. Immediately $35 a week went to buying weed.
Right.
So then I would spend $15 for the next 7 days on food.
Damn.
And pretty much, well, like, I don't know if I could even call it food because I was subsisting on beefy 5-layer burritos from Taco Bell for
Oh my God.
$1.29.
For sure.
Like two of those a day.
You know, it's funny because I've observed that like really rich international kids in America are always the skinniest. And it's probably because they're starving themselves.
They're getting like 2 nutrients a day.
Yeah,
Exactly.
in order to like afford their
They're
lavish
emaciated.
lifestyles.
They're malnourished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for like, I always become like extremely skinny when I'm living in LA, and all I eat is junk food there, pretty
Yeah.
much. So, to anyone trying to lose some weight, just
Yeah.
smoke a ton
Develop
of
a
weed
drug
and,
habit.
Right.
yeah, and
Right.
just
Yeah.
eat like a dollar off the dollar meal every day,
Wow.
I guess.
But
Damn.
would you say that you like, you know, we can laugh about like, oh, like you were addicted to weed, whatever. But would you say that that actually was one of the catalysts for you being maybe feeling unable to or not wanting to work or get involved in
Well,
college life?
Yeah, I think for a long time I like blamed drugs for ruining my life.
Yeah.
But I think there's also a part of it where I don't know, it's like the chicken or the egg. Like I was already,
Curious about it and willing to
or more
partake?
so, like it was almost like self medication, and then so it made it worse. Yeah, I don't know. I think
But like you, as a freshman and a sophomore, you're living on campus, so you can't really. It's not like you can just like blaze up all day in your dorm, right? There are going to be some parameters.
you shouldn't.
Oh, I see.
yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, so
people do.
There's a huge weed cloud
Yeah.
like floating above UCLA.
I mean, we were
all
so
day.
Everyone's
dumb.
high
We would-
at all times.
we would just open the window and like
Blowed up.
hit the bong out
Into
the
the common
window
area.
and then just close the window and think we were fine.
Yeah.
Got caught 7 times
Wow.
smoking
Dang.
over 2 years.
Oh my God.
The 2 years I lived in dorms, and they asked me not to come back after the last time.
Oh, so in your junior year, you moved off campus, not because you wanted the independence, but because the
You got
school would
kicked
not
off?
allow you to live
I mean,
on campus?
I was already planning on going off campus because I wanted to smoke more freely, but yeah, they definitely didn't want me to come back.
Yeah.
And interestingly, like UCLA's, you know, it's kind of a gray area because I had a medical recommendation, right, which was bullshit. But like
What'd you get to have it for?
I thought I was so funny. I told them I have chronic back pain and joint pain.
Wow.
I mean, I kind of do.
Yeah, but that's a common thing that you could use as a symptom for
But,
getting a medical.
Yeah, but also like winking at your
chronic
doctor.
Yeah, it's
you
like
know?
chronic back pain and
Yeah.
joint pain.
Yeah.
Thought I was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, the doctor's just like, all right, give me $100. Just I'll write this
Exactly.
shit."
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, it's a gray area because I'm technically allowed to smoke.
Right.
But then because I'm living on the dorms and UCLA's gets money from the federal government, they have to follow federal rules, right? But because it's such a gray area, they're kind of very progressive about dealing with potheads. So for one of the times I got caught, I had to write like a 6-page essay on the benefits and the consequences of smoking weed. So I wrote 5.5 pages on the benefits.
Consequences.
Worked so hard on that essay, had so much fun.
They want to give you an honorary degree, you know, in like biology or something. This guy knows his shit. Wow.
One of the times they sent my roommate and I, and my roommate was like probably my best friend, and still is to this day.
Yeah, I was
Shouts
gonna
out
be like,
to Bryce
what?
Houston.
Aw.
But
Cute.
we were sent to therapy at school, like drug rehabilitation in a way. We had to talk to a counselor, but they fucked up and placed us in the same counseling session, thinking that we
Group
didn't know each other.
counseling.
So it was just us two
Oh,
with a therapist.
couples therapy.
That's hilarious.
But then they didn't meet, like they didn't want us to.
I'm just imagining you two sitting next to each other.
Role play like you guys are friends and you smoke a lot of
Role
weed.
play like you guys are high.
So yeah, we weren't supposed to know each other, and we were afraid that they would separate us if they found out.
Yeah.
So we acted like we didn't know each other.
That's
we
so
introduced
funny.
ourselves.
Dang.
That's really funny.
hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah, a hell of a ride.
Was there anything like that at UC Irvine when you were there, Jay?
I was only at UC Irvine for like 2 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I dropped out after, and then
Why?
because I didn't know what I wanted to study. It felt like it was a waste of money, so I went to community college
Right.
for a year and a half, and then transferred.
Gotcha.
Yes. So I don't know.
Okay, for sure. Got it.
But on the self-medicating thing, I feel like that's such a good / interesting point, because at the end of the day, like drugs are just self-medication, right? It's like, I feel like we give weed such a pass where it's like, yeah, every college student just likes to smoke weed and that's just a part of the experience. But if you are doing anything that much at all times, that's self-medicating.
Yeah, there's
Right,
something
right.
deeper.
There's
right?
something deeper there.
Right.
I really do believe that. But then I also feel like, since you said, chicken or the egg thing, if you weren't doing that, you would have been doing something else.
Right.
It would have come out in other ways.
Exactly.
Like a lot of people shop a lot, you know.
Or some people play basketball. You know?
Yeah.
Or they
Or they like
can't
volunteer
stop jogging.
Yeah, they volunteer at soup kitchens. I don't know.
Yeah.
In an alternate universe, Chris could have been a walk-on at UCLA.
Yeah, there
Well,
we go.
I was thinking of going to Occidental because they told me I could play on the team.
Damn.
But I don't know. What's like the only thing you really think of when you think of Occidental is like, oh, it's a improving school. Barack went there.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
think of Obama.
I think it's a good school.
No, it's a good
right?
school.
Yeah.
It's a
I
good
don't know
school.
anything.
But I also like should not have gotten into UCLA, so I was like trying to milk whatever opportunities I got.
Yeah, because that's something that you had talked to me about before, is that you weren't like actually that top of your class.
Oh, no, I was, like,
in high school.
Really low in my class. I maybe had a 3.0 GPA in high
That's
school.
amazing that you got into UCLA.
And that's like, and we're out of a 4 point. Do you remember? It's not a 4.0 scale at my
it's
high
like
school.
4 point,
It's weighted.
It's a
5.
4.2.
4.5, 4.23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was actually doing really bad in high school.
Because, Jay and I grew up in California, and, I'm sure Jay would agree with me, like UCLA and Berkeley were definitely like the top dream schools for many California residents.
Of course.
I had a 3.3, and I didn't get into any UCs except for Santa Cruz and Davis.
So actually, what I've noticed is all the kids at UCLA from California were like valedictorians
Yes,
or salutatorians.
super
They were
smart.
so smart.
Yeah.
Whereas the international school kids were paying like twice the tuition.
Yeah.
Yeah. full
Were
tuition, that'll
better than me
Mm-hmm.
for sure. But there was a big difference between the two. And I mean, I think like it was a confluence of. I think I just like snuck in. I always say like, I got into UCLA and shut the door behind me. Like I was the
A
last.
lot of kids from your year got into UCLA. That-
And also that
yeah.
was specifically the year when the UC system was like
In debt.
broke.
Yeah.
Like they were.
yeah.
So they really wanted the international money.
I see. So
Only
which is
makes sense.
yeah, maybe which is why they let you take your sweet ass time, because they were just raking in all this money.
Yeah, I mean, they really gave me like every opportunity to turn it around, but there was a point where they're like, okay, like this guy's not
Yeah, he's not
meant for
on
this
the
school,
ball.
at least yet.
Well, so let's bring it back then. So freshman and sophomore year, basically the biggest vice is smoking lots of pot, getting into hijinks with your RA or whatever. So then what shifts? Because there was definitely a sort of paradigm shift, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is more towards the end of my sophomore year where I switched to an econ major because I was like, oh, I can't do stats. And then I was like one class away from declaring for the major when they changed the requirements. And then a class that I had gotten a D in my first quarter of freshman year made it so I couldn't become an econ major anymore. So I was just really lost. I had no idea what I really wanted to do, and like that's why most social majors go
Major in
into it.
soc.
Yeah, because it's very
Oh, I see. It's like the safety school of majors.
exactly.
Yeah, it's like the catch-all.
Yeah, because like everything can
fallback.
count for a sociology
Right.
degree. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so I just had no direction, smoking a lot, still doing school. Like even in high school, though I didn't do too well, I had this like fear that not turning in an assignment would be devastating, right? But then
You mean in high school you thought that?
yeah, and up until like 2 years into college, I thought like, oh, you got to take your midterms even if you fail them. Like you have to do it.
Yeah.
Right. Which is the correct way of thinking.
Yeah.
But then I found out in my
You
junior
actually
year.
can just not show up.
Yeah.
And no one will look for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For anything.
Which, because the high school I went to in Korea was a very small Christian private school.
Yeah.
So they really coddle you.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they'll.
So you were just ill-equipped to handle
yeah, definitely
like,
ill-equipped.
responsibility and independence and
Accountability.
yeah, accountability.
Right.
Yeah.
And that only got worse when I moved into my own place. Like,
Oh, I remember that
yeah,
place.
and I can.
You
And
been
Aaron's
there?
saying that I know exactly the picture he has in his
Yeah,
head,
dude.
because I had a really tiny balcony, and I was smoking a lot of cigarettes at that
oh my
point.
God.
And I was like, I would ash it in an ashtray.
No, dude, they-
but I wouldn't empty the ashtray all the time. So then we would just start throwing cigs on the ground.
It was just covered.
And then it was
in
literally
cigarette
the
butts.
entire balcony was covered in a layer of cigarettes, to the point where anyone who would visit my house, especially from my high school, would make sure to take a picture of it
Yeah.
and post it, because it was the most disgusting fucking thing you've ever seen.
I
Yeah,
posted
that
it on my
really gives me the
Instagram.
creepy
Yeah, I posted it on Instagram, and I got so many comments of people being like, "I literally gasped out loud." Yeah.
And that was all you.
he and his
or-
roommates.
Yeah, roommates or like people who came over. But yeah, that was that disgusting apartment was my everyday life.
Yeah.
That was just how I was
So
existing.
then, so you're living in this apartment, and then at some point in junior year, right? You got, I guess, you just started failing your classes or like not going to your exams.
So for the lack of a better word, I maybe blame these two incidents that happened to other people for maybe kind of. I was already always.
Well, you don't have to use the word blame, but maybe you can say you trace back,
Yeah,
you know, a
like-
shift in your mindset to these events,
It was
right?
definitely, yeah. So one of my high school friends who went to UCLA with me, he was doing like a bunch of like sketchy drugs, in the sense that like they came from probably bad places and were cut with like bad shit. And there was one morning where I worked super hard on my math homework for the first time in like
Homework.
seriously
I
so
love that it's
long.
not even like studying for a test, it's like just homework.
I did a problem set.
Exactly.
I was so proud of myself.
I practiced so
5
hard.
multiple choice questions.
Exactly. And then he asked if he could borrow my homework because he
Oh,
hadn't done
gosh.
it. But I had worked so hard on it for the first time like ever. So I was like, nah, I was being such a I mean, I don't know. I also was
sure.
always scared to cheat.
Yeah.
So-
you mentioned that before.
I didn't let him take it. And it's probably not it's not related, but later that day he ended up having a stroke and like was paralyzed on the right side of his body for like years. But now he's a lot better.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
But a
Yeah.
stroke because of Molly, I thought. He took
Yeah.
bad
Stroke
Molly.
from drugs?
Yeah, from drugs.
Yeah. And I kind of knew someone who, or I was like
Dealt it
friends
to
with
him?
someone who dealt it to him, but I'm almost certain, also from the toxicology report, like it wasn't that, but it was some other shit
Yeah,
that they
but
were
you
doing.
kind of had a
But yeah, it was
Yeah.
Damn, that's
really
an association,
yeah.
right? A guilt association.
And then, I mean, it was just like real. I don't know. Yeah, it affected me a lot. I'm sure.
Yeah.
It affected.
Well, do you feel like if you had let him copy your homework, he would have been copying your homework instead of doing Molly, and that his life?
Well,
would have
actually,
been
no.
different,
This
or?
so it was art. So he had done all this the night before.
Right. That's what I was saying.
So
yeah.
it
It wouldn't have
didn't
changed
really
anything.
But sometimes I wonder maybe like that added stress maybe triggered something.
Interesting.
But I mean, really, I don't think I can truly blame myself for that. And then, yeah, like a month after that, I don't know. We had another friend who had gone to an international school in Shanghai, and we had like a small friend group. We hung out a lot, did a lot of bad shit, but. I don't know. He wore, what are those glasses called? Like polarized lenses or something, where they become like shades in the morning.
Oh, transition lenses.
Transition lenses.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and we thought it was so dorky. We
Dude,
would-
I wore
They
transition
are.
lenses.
You
for so-
would.
I
They
wore them for
are
so
so-
long.
they're
Wait.
so dorky.
I did.
I need to see pics of
Yeah,
that.
no, I did.
Yeah, I
back.
mean, we
Bring
always
it
say
back.
that Aaron looked like he was 40 in his like when he was 20,
And now he's so
like
youthful.
looks way
Yeah.
younger than he is. Yeah, but we were like giving him shit, and we were like, my friend and I were like talking about it, like, oh my god, we should probably tell him to stop. It's so weird. And then we were trying to hit him up, probably not about the transition lenses, but he wouldn't pick up for like 3 or 4 days.
Oh God.
Yeah, and then we found out he had hung himself in his room.
UCLA student.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And
In his dorm room.
yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, that was like
Did he leave a note or any reason why?
I'm not too sure, but I recently looked at our last like Facebook Messenger chats
Uh-huh.
and like in hindsight, yeah, like I guess it kind of seemed like he wasn't doing too well. I know he had stopped going like taking classes at a certain point.
And he was also mired in sort of this drug culture.
Yeah, I think
okay.
he was dealing a little bit, and yeah, I don't think he was doing too well. But we didn't really know until it was too late.
Right.
But I think at the time I was also like pretty depressed for my own reasons. I think I had been depressed for like a long time, even in like since I was young, to be honest. And it just really like seeing the way everyone reacted and his parents, like it really struck a chord, I guess. And then I just really, I just stopped like caring about anything, stopped going to classes, just started, that was like when I really started like harder drugs. Yeah, I hadn't really tried anything.
Well, you
other
were
than
also
weed.
living with a cocaine dealer at the time.
Yeah,
too.
and like the most, like
help.
the
That does
most
not help.
a coke dealer that attracted like the most crackheads because he was dealing like half grams for like $20.
Right.
So like people would be coming at all hours of the
Yeah,
night.
yeah,
People in and out of the house.
Yeah, yeah, and
He
then
was,
like,
he was like a Taco Bell, open late.
and
Goddamn.
oddly, like those are the guys who always end up doing like really well in life. Like
Because you probably saved like $100,000.
exactly,
over
yeah,
4
and then he was like
years.
very studious
Yeah.
while doing all this bullshit, and yeah.
Well, to have prices like that, he must be. He's got a great business
Well, yeah,
model.
he's an
Yeah,
Let's put it that
entrepreneur.
way. Like he's really, his margins must be really good somehow.
But yeah, I just kind of got into a rut. I didn't take my midterm or finals for the first time. Realized that like I can withdraw from school and still be in it.
So you
I
thought you found like some hack.
exactly. I was like, I mean, also I was really living like day to day, like
Yeah.
no thoughts.
And you were
about
still on a
future.
$50
Right,
budget
right.
at this time.
Oh
weren't
no,
you?
no, no! That ended after my freshman year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. That was like a one.
How were you
semester thing.
subsisting? Were your parents giving you allowance?
Yeah, yeah, and
I mean, he lived with drug dealers, so I'm
Yeah,
sure there
I
were
mean-
kickbacks you got of like free
Yeah,
bud
yeah.
or free
I mean,
coke.
also, especially at that time, I was so stupid with money. I being spoiled all my life, never really earning my own money.
Right.
There's this like basically I just do a bunch of drugs and play this NFL football like video game all day. But the thing was, this required you to spend a lot of money to be
Like
good.
in-game purchases.
Right,
No
right.
How much money do you think you
way.
spent?
Yeah, basically,
Type of deal, yeah.
How much
like,
do you think you spent?
Like, it's so embarrassing. But so these
need to know
these
the
games
numbers.
only last a year.
Yeah.
After a year, you
Yeah.
can't keep the
Yeah.
things you spent money on.
Right, right.
So,
it's-
you're done
Yeah.
after a year.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you're paying for the experience is one way
Right.
to justify it, right?
But my roommate and I spent around $5,000.
Holy shit.
total over the
yeah.
course of a year.
wow.
But we got it late, so it was probably like 6 months.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
But you were really good.
yeah, like we were top 1%. Like, what's up?
Okay.
Madden 16.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
I mean, dude, I thought I was bad. I spent $100 on Clash of Clans to get those green gems.
Oh my god.
It
We've all
was
been
back in the day
there.
like when Kevin
Kevin,
was
yes.
playing a lot, and I was playing a lot with
Oh
Kevin.
my God,
And
yeah.
I think I was like at the time I was like $20 for like 1,000 gems, whatever. And I did that a few times, and then South Park came out with that episode of like in-game purchases, like making fun of people who do it. I was like, I can't be the punchline of a
Dude,
South
we were
Park
probably in a
episode.
clan together.
I'm pretty sure we were. yeah. I played so much of that game.
Oh
dude.
my god.
But also, a really funny side note of that apartment that Chris was living in. So I lived in LA for 5 months in 2015. So that's around the time exactly when Chris is maybe withdrawing from his classes. I had no idea that Chris was going through all this shit, by the way. Like, I just
Right.
assumed that he's open on the weekends. But one time I went over and we like smoked a bunch of weed. And then he showed me this South Park RPG game called The Stick of Truth. It's so fucking funny. It's like watching like a 20-hour long South Park episode, but you're playing it. So I think we started around like 9 p.m. and I ended up staying there until 3 a.m. Just being like, keep playing, dude. I just want to watch you.
You're just
Aaron,
watching.
Aaron, I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. He's like, no, keep going.
I was like, dude, it's a Saturday night.
We need
Come
to
on.
know. We need to know what happens in the next
Guys.
episode.
And then I went home and downloaded it and just kept playing it. But you know, honestly, I was going through my own shit with like addiction at the time. I was like super into Molly, and I was like railing moon rocks like all the time. So I think I went home and like snorted a line of moon rocks and just played until like 8 a.m. But maybe there's something about LA, I think, and there's something
Yeah, I
about
mean,
that lifestyle that really does abet
Right.
drug abuse. You know?
I want to say a lot of it has. I think that a lot of it has to do with how far apart everything is. So you have to drive between locations,
Right.
Right, like going to a bar and then you have to figure out a way
to get home.
or to get to the next bar or whatever, right? But then everything closes at 2 a.m. Or they just stop serving alcohol at 2 a.m.
Yes,
So what?
actually everywhere in the States.
Oh,
right?
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Even New York.
Well, what I found was like oftentimes because of both of those things, we would do a lot of like house parties or like hang out at
Yeah.
people's houses, and then accessibility and like
Sure, I see what you're
right.
saying. Yeah.
ended up doing a lot of
You know, Boston
Shit.
was that way too, Sales, I realized. Bars closed really early in
Bars
Boston.
close at 2.
And liquor stores were like,
close
we're
at
not open like one day of the week or something.
Sundays,
yeah.
I think. Yeah.
So there were a
Or
lot of house
curtailed.
parties.
No liquor at gas stations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of house parties, lots of fucking
And it's
fucking
cold
drugs.
like 8 months out of the
Yeah.
year, so no one's doing anything anyway.
Yeah. And like half these kids at BU are from fucking like Martha's Vineyard, like rich ass
Yeah.
brats. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that apartment was just such a toxic like environment.
Yeah.
Basically my it was such a toxic environment, and one of my my roommates he had his girlfriend over pretty much all the time because
And it was a roommate you shared a room with, right?
Yeah, and
That is the worst kind
Yeah.
of roommate, by the way. Someone who has their boyfriend or girlfriend.
you
over
guys
all
literally
the
had a
time.
curtain up in
one
your
curtain
room, right?
that we set up
Lord.
together
Stop.
separating the rooms.
And that he always had a girlfriend over with one curtain
yeah,
in between
because
you
I
guys.
didn't have a girlfriend
Yeah.
until this point.
Oh my god.
But yeah, we had a curtain separating us, but my bed was right where the door was. But I don't know, fuck these guys. They would lock the door. So I would be sleeping on the couch a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dude, fuck that.
So then I'd, be doing a lot of drugs on the couch and playing video games because, yeah.
Yeah, I see.
To numb the sadness of not having a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But anyways, so she stayed at our place all the time because apparently at her roommate and
Your
my-
roommate did not get along.
my roommate's girlfriend got into a fist fight.
Wow.
So it just made like their apartment bad. But this girl was kind of crazy, and it all came to a head when I still don't really know why what triggered it, but she just like lost it one day and started throwing our fucking plates all around the house.
You were there.
Yeah, so I was on the balcony smoking because like things were not like there was so much tension. She was throwing like our bongs at the wind, like at the veranda I
Holy
was
shit.
at, plates, everything. And then she apparently was like socking my roommate in the face. But
What do you think he did?
I think it was more just like he was hanging out and smoking weed with the guys all the time. But I mean, I think she had her own issues.
Yeah.
and-
Sounds like you were
Sounds
basically
like
just surrounded by a bunch of like self-centered assholes.
Yeah. But so what happened? And then the neighbors called the cops
Ugh.
because it was so loud.
Yeah.
She was just like screaming.
Yeah.
And then the cops came to the door and asked my friend, "Did she hit you?" And he hadn't been in a situation like this. He's from an international school as well, and really angry, just like really emotional. And so he just says, "Yeah, right? Like, yeah, she punched me in the face."
Yeah.
So then the cops just arrest her on the spot,
Right.
which makes sense. But the worst part was at 12 a.m. that night, he bails her out of jail and brings her back to our fucking house that night.
Right, to have makeup sex, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know.
And to fix the plates.
Yeah, no, it was just such a, like, I just did not want to be home ever.
I see.
But,
okay, let's just try to like line this out then. So you're battling depression. You have a drug problem, and you have access to drugs. Right.
Right.
Terrible combination. And you're living in a very unstable environment that is not keeping you accountable, that is not respecting you or your space or your privacy for that matter. And your veranda is covered with cigarette butts.
Yep.
So a recipe for disaster.
Right,
So then
right,
what happens next?
So then, ever since then, I've lived alone. I never want to live with people. And
Funny because he's always at our apartment.
that's true. That is true. And I've definitely overstayed my welcome a long fucking time ago. But
It's all good, man.
He wants to hang out.
I want to hang out,
He trusts
but
you guys.
I want to be able to escape.
He wants a curtain in my room, and he wants half of it.
Shit, I was actually going to talk to you about this pretty soon. But anyways, nothing really changes after I move out, other than the fact that I'm like more isolated. My apartment's the grossest thing you've ever seen.
Right.
And then
So gross that even your little sister, who's like maybe an incoming freshman at USC at this point almost?
yeah,
or-
so when I was in my fourth year of college, she was actually a senior in high school.
That's what it was, yeah.
But my like senior year of college lasted for the next like 5
4
years.
years.
So,
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so
Yeah.
it was that last year. So you did 4 years at UCLA.
well, so I like completed 2 1/3 of a year because we're like a quarter system. But then after that, I just got into the habit of going like enrolling,
Lying to your parents.
lying to my
basically.
parents.
Oh, okay.
And then we have like midterms starting week 3, so I would
Right.
know starting from week 3.
That's so crazy that you were able to get away with it for like at least an entire quarter or
Well,
two
if you think
quarters.
about it, you're physically separated from your parents.
Yeah.
Like, you're only reachable.
And I would like never.
phone
I was
call.
I was a terrible son. Like I would like never talk to
call,
them.
And so,
Yeah,
and you were
yeah.
just willing to deal with the consequences later.
Yeah, very like short term minded.
Weren't you afraid that they were going to like literally beat your like the shit out of you or something? Or
Yeah.
Well, honestly, like you don't even think about it, right?
Right,
You're not
right.
even thinking
I
of
was like-
consequences.
Like essentially what happened was by week 3 I knew that I'm not gonna finish this quarter. So then I was like, okay, for the next 7 weeks, I'm just gonna try to have the best time I can.
wow, you
Yeah.
pulled a real
You were
Holden
really-
Caulfield on them, huh?
Really living in the
Living-
moment, like in the literal
Yeah,
sense, where it's like
to the point where all I really wanted to do was just make it until I fall asleep.
Right.
Yeah,
every day.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Damn,
So of
that's
course you're not
yeah.
thinking
That's
my
fucking
mom's
crazy.
gonna find out about
Yeah.
this, or I will have to deal with this in one.
Well, I was
month.
going to say because you could have just pulled a Jennifer Pan and
Killed.
hired some killers to murder your parents. For our listeners out there who don't know, Jennifer Pan was that Canadian Chinese
She
student.
literally hired a hitman
Yeah.
to kill her parents
Because
and
she like dropped out of high school and moved in with her drug dealer boyfriend.
drug dealer boyfriend. And what happened again?
Power
It
move.
was it went
her
botched.
father survived
Her dad survived
and was able to
Yep.
tell the police
Holy
everything
Her
that
dad
happened. Yeah.
survived.
It's a horrific story.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. insane.
So thank God that you didn't pull a Jennifer Pan, because that would have been a all over fucking 48-hour mystery.
Yeah.
What sent this 20-year-old UCLA student in a spiral of destruction?
Listen to episode 11 of the 30-something podcast to find out. But,
Okay, so then you're lying to your parents.
then
Junior
at
year
this-
comes to a close.
Yeah, so senior year, I repeat the pattern. And at the beginning of every quarter, I really thought okay,
This
I
is
got
my
it out of my
year.
system.
Yeah.
I can get through it. But it also, by quitting all the time, it made it so easy to quit again.
Yeah.
And
Oh, so
was
you
also-
developed like an addictive habit of quitting.
yeah, I would, anytime anything would get hard, anything,
Wow.
I would just quit. And then, that made it harder. And then being out of school for a long time, doing nothing but watching TV and smoking, also made it hard to, when I actually wanted to get into it, I wouldn't do anything.
Yep.
It would always start with me thinking, okay, I need to start going to every single class from orientation, right? But then I'd get there, and I'm like, okay, it's first day of class. There's just syllabus day, so fuck it, I'm not gonna go.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So you would
And then-
you'd make a plan to go to class, and then the first class you'd be like, well, I don't have to go to this one.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then-
That's where it's like, well, then you're not going to go to any.
Yeah.
and then I don't go to the next one. I'm like, okay, it's the first week. Oh,
I don't even have the syllabus. Why would I go to
Right,
class?
right.
exactly. And then it'd be, oh shit, it's week 3. I have finals in 2
This
days.
is like typical self-destructive behavior.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It was
Self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Can't stop self-sabotage.
yeah.
So then, okay, senior
So
year.
it would,
Get
it
into
would
a
just
habit
keep
of it.
getting into a habit of small things just becoming so big to the point where it was impossible to overcome.
Yeah.
Really, that's what was
yeah,
happening.
Yeah.
And then I did this maybe 4 times and took 1 quarter off. But during this time, I also made my first girlfriend. And she
I
was,
love that. You just said that like the Korean way.
Oh, yeah.
여자친구 만들었어.
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, I'm becoming so Bobby.
첫사랑,
Yeah,
first love.
만들었어.
Yeah.
yeah.
Who was
I
definitely
made
way
my
more,
first girlfriend.
She was way more
Way on
Korean.
top of her shit,
Yeah,
yeah.
very responsible.
Oh, great.
But the problem was I was lying to everyone, including her, and it was also easier because she was living in New York.
So it was long
distance. And the first time it was like, okay, it's understandable. But then I did it again.
Yeah.
What do you mean do it again? Lie?
So I
Like
withdrew.
dropping out of his classes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The whole 10 weeks I was lying, told her at the end.
Yep.
It's like, okay, that's come on, get it together.
Yeah.
But then I did it again, and then, who in their right mind would be
Right.
down for that?
Right.
Lying to my parents, and it really was super isolating because not even my friends at UCLA who saw me just playing video games from 10 a.m. at their house or something until
None of them knew.
3 a.m. None of them knew. And I remember specifically one of my best friends was like, "Dude, are you a genius? You never do your homework." I was like, "It's not that.
I'm definitely an idiot.
If only it was that.
Interesting.
Are you a genius?
Yeah, no, definitely not." And then, I was just making all the wrong choices. There was this one time during the second time I withdrew and was lying to my girlfriend, that ex-girlfriend, but I was lying and she was going to surprise me with a trip to LA, but I had planned to go to the High Times Cannabis Cup that weekend. And
Priorities.
I just
Yeah,
basically
literally, priorities.
I told her, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I have to study for my finals. Don't come."
It's pretty bad, man.
And
pretty
it was
bad.
so bad. But the worst part was it was the best time of my entire life. And I know it was the shittiest thing I could have done, but it was
you
so
didn't-
fucking fun.
It's like,
had to
I'm
have been the
so
best time
glad
of
that
your
I
life.
lied.
Yeah, it had to have been the best time of your life.
And it was also the last time that
That
High
it was,
Times
fun,
Cannabis Cup
yeah.
was the same.
For sure. So you ditched your girlfriend to smoke weed. You were
Yeah.
lying to your ex-girlfriend. You were lying to your parents. Basically, you get kicked out of UCLA.
Yeah,
right?
after a few times, they're like, okay, you're gonna have to prove by going to another school,
Right.
or a community college that you can actually.
And so this
complete
is you're
a
4
quarter.
years into school right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you
but
should be
then I
graduating.
probably have. Yeah, exactly. But I probably have credits for about 2,
Right.
a little over 2. So then, at that point, I moved back to Korea.
Right.
And it had been so long of just quitting and thinking that I really just can't do it. I decided that I'm just gonna try to go into the restaurant business, and was like about to start a small sandwich place.
I remember that, yeah.
Korea, but
But then you got your first job at a restaurant and...
yeah. So yeah,
Oh,
my
is this
mom.
where you worked at On the Border?
Oh no, that was in high school. But
Oh, never mind.
I wanted to get some experience in the restaurant industry because
Yeah.
I had no idea what it was like. My mom's friend owned a vegan place and got me a
Plant,
job
right?
there.
Or
It's
Root.
not plant. It's root.
Yeah, Root, yeah.
Got me a job there. I actually didn't really want to accept on the day, but we were talking, so like I didn't want to be rude.
Yeah, when opportunity
Yeah.
knocks. Yeah.
And then the night before, I'm like, oh guys, like I'm going to my first.
I was with
day
you
of
that
work.
night. I was
Yeah.
with you that night, dude.
And
I remember.
everyone proceeds to get me fucked up. Like
Oh, God.
the most fucked up I've been in so long.
Great friends.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
not
for
me,
real.
dude. That was definitely you and Cal Led steering that ship,
Yeah.
bro.
my God.
And then I get home like wasted at 4 a.m. to go to work at 7. Get to work, and I'm just like so fucking hungover, and I really wanted to just quit on the spot, but I'm like very bad at initiating things. I feel really bad.
Yeah.
So I listened to this guy give me the like 30-minute orientation, taught me how to punch in my time card,
Yep.
Yeah.
and then he's done. He's like, "All right, ready to work?" And I go, "I'm so sorry, but I don't want to do this."
You just said that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, that is.
Are you ready to work? No.
And the look of shock in this fucking guy's face,
Yeah.
priceless.
I mean, damn.
yeah, walk
I'm
out,
sorry. I don't want to do
Yeah.
this.
go home.
You should just be like, I hate vegan food. I'm so sorry.
So
I don't belong
funny.
here.
So yeah, I mean, I think it wasn't about school more so than I just had no drive to do anything really.
Right.
And I kind of started to realize that the restaurant industry is really hard. Everyone I talked to told me to go back to school, which was like
And then you're like, for sociology? And they're like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Never mind.
go into the restaurant industry.
No, not that.
So then I went to school at Yonsei for a semester. Yonsei's English
Underwood College.
Underwood College.
Right. Yep.
Much easier to get into
Yep.
than the real one.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like.
And it was fine, but after a certain point, I just stopped going to classes.
Yeah.
Didn't take the midterms.
There's
didn't
a
take the
pattern
finals.
here.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so after
Nothing-
that,
nothing
then
changed,
your parents
yeah.
shipped you off to
Chicago because my grandma wasn't doing too well health-wise, so I went to take care of her and my grandpa in Chicago, and decided to attend a small community college right nearby.
And did you finally get your acts together doing community college?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because it was so easy that like anyone could do it, and I did not do well, but I like passed. It was so easy.
Was it a pass-fail system?
Yeah.
No, but like.
Well, I don't think it's a matter of
Yeah.
you thinking it's easy or hard.
Right,
It's
right.
just you not
Not
wanting
doing-
to do it
yeah.
or not feeling.
And also,
able
you
to
said
do
you
it.
said like you would just get blazed in your car before
Yeah,
going to class every day.
get to see school,
Right, and we-
smoke
we
a
all know
bunch.
that's-
Sounds a lot like Jay in college.
Walk into
Hey, it does.
yeah, I was such a piece of shit. I would just like walk out of labs and just go smoke a cig outside and come
Yeah.
back. I was like, I just did not care
Yeah.
at all.
Yep. Yep.
I was like going to.
Oh wait, you'd leave in the middle of a lab and
Yeah.
go blaze and come back.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
fucking. That takes balls, man.
that is yeah.
And everyone would just look at me coming in,
And you didn't care.
but yeah, I just couldn't care
Yeah.
at
Right.
all. And I think the teacher or professors knew like.
But it's community college.
Yeah, like
they don't
yeah,
care
they don't
either.
give a shit.
Think about it.
Community
They're not-
college is helpful.
No. We're not. I don't mean to
Actually,
rag
though-
on CC.
No.
I think that really got me back into school because it's a little more like high school, a little more structured, and the teachers actually are really good
Yeah,
at CCs.
yeah.
They really
Yeah.
care.
Right.
I mean, like I know we just said they don't care, but they
No,
at
they
least-
don't care that you're smoking
Yeah,
weed.
exactly. They
And,
don't
you
care
know,
that
like
you
they're not
don't
gonna,
care.
They're not
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
be
yeah.
They have
chasing
another-
after
they
you.
try
out
so
into
hard and like
Because
I
there's a
respect
lot
them
of
so much.
a lot of kids at CC who care.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and they
yeah,
develop
exactly.
rapport with their professors.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how do you think now your attitude is about work, and like how has this last semester been, and how do you feel like your attitude has changed, or maybe?
Because I feel like you've changed, done a whole 180 for sure. Yeah, ever since you got back, you've been really studious on
that's
top of your
great.
stuff.
I mean, this is all a shock to me because I've only known Chris for like 6 months.
I've known this guy for 8 fucking years, man.
Right. I mean, Sam, I didn't know anything
Yeah.
about.
Well, there was this. I guess what really changed was after Chicago. I didn't do too well, but I passed, so I could prove like I can do it. Came back to Korea for winter break and went to a psychiatrist who told me I had like pretty bad ADD.
Oh, okay.
And that was like a big problem because I just thought I was just incapable of doing school, right? But then with the right medication, yeah, it became pretty easy. I mean, the beginning was really hard to get back into it. I remember writing like a 4-page essay and like I just couldn't do it. It took me so long because it had been so long since I did anything productive.
Right.
But slowly I started to do well. Yeah, I did really well in my classes for the past year, though.
You've gotten like straight A's.
That is
Like,
amazing.
Yeah.
non-stop straight A's,
That
dude.
is
First time
amazing.
ever.
That's great.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, but also, like, to be fair, a lot of it had to do with Corona and not having to attend classes because that was something that I just
yeah.
could not
So
get
it's all
over.
because it's all like just open your laptop
Yeah,
and do the
Right.
work.
Just do the
I'll
work.
do it. I just don't want to
Physically
be
leave
there.
my
or,
house.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But still, I think that some people can be under the same circumstances of not being there and then just like fucking off and like not doing
true.
well at all.
Thank you.
So, give yourself.
Dude, I'm
some-
really proud of you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
really
Thank
cool.
Yeah, so I just graduated a week ago, or finished all my classes.
After hearing all that, that is really something to be proud of.
And it goes to show it's like it's never too late to finish your education,
Right,
really.
right.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
And
or anything.
Or anything, exactly.
Yeah, totally.
like being in such a closed group of friends, especially from high school, being in a small private school, like I really didn't understand. Like there are a lot of people with a lot of different like situations that they can't really control. But like I was in the mentality that if you don't graduate in 4 years, then like what's even the point? Like, yeah, like
And then 8 years later,
8 years
your
later,
little
I became
sister-
the guy.
Yeah, who's like
my,
younger than
my
you.
sister, who was an 8th grader when I was a senior in high school, graduated before me.
Yeah.
She's way fucking cooler than me. No, she's doing really well. She's been working, but yeah, I think going through all these.
But you know, you could probably make the argument that her growing up watching her older brother go through these struggles probably informed her work ethic,
Right,
and what she
right.
wanted to get out of her education too. So you could make the argument that Natalie would not be who she is today without you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just set the
mean,
exact opposite, like the worst example for her to know not to follow.
No, I mean
Yeah.
I'm being
Petrified.
kind of dead ass,
No,
but like
she
it's,
saw the cigarette butts and stuff.
Right,
no,
right,
th-
right.
you know,
I'm
you're a sociology
not
major.
living
There
like
are
this.
studies, sibling studies that
Yeah,
suggest
right.
that a birth order, gender birth order, and also just kind of like
Seeing
socioeconomic
examples
success and
and-
stuff, can kind of it'll give you a role to fulfill in the family. So if your older brother is kind of like the aloof black sheep, then your role de facto is going to be the shining star.
Right. And there was definitely a point in time where I went from being the older brother to feeling like the younger brother. Like she's like, "Oh, Chris, did you do your homework?" I'm like, "Oh, sorry, Natalie. Like, I'll hurry up and finish up. Like, I'm so sorry."
Give me a cup of water, asshole.
Yeah, there were times where I was like, "Natalie, could you please write this
Venmo me?
essay
Can
for
you Venmo me
Like,
$100? That's so cute, though.
yeah. And we were never close in the past, but slowly we've become a lot closer.
That's
I think
good.
going through.
And is everything with your family also, like your parents even, like has all that kind of been ironed over? Have you regained their trust?
I guess to a certain, yeah. I mean, compared to
Back in the
when I
day,
was
yeah.
literally lying, everything I said was a lie.
And it's one if you have. It sounds like you have supportive parents.
Yeah, very, very supportive. So
who
thankful
loved
to-
you unconditionally, and then
Right.
also the only way you can make it up, I guess, is to just prove different behavior.
Or, you know what,
over and
be
over
happy.
again.
I feel like
Right,
that's
right.
also part of it too.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
To be happy, like
Yeah,
be happy.
Like be
Oh,
healthy, be
oh,
happy,
okay, yeah,
be
yeah.
content. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
right.
much harder than.
Yeah, then I mean, like it's one thing to be like, I graduated, but it's also like,
It's so much harder to be happy than to get straight A's.
yes, exactly.
all
yeah,
your
exactly.
college classes. Yeah.
Right.
But then sometimes just doing that is enough to prove to them that,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
things are okay.
Some
now,
Asian
things
parents
are
want to
getting better.
see straight A's and a high-paying job, and some I think your parents are more westernized. So I think that they do have that belief that fulfillment and happiness is more important.
I definitely broke them.
Yeah,
they
sure.
were really, really strict when I was in high school. I didn't drink until my last semester of senior year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I chipped away slowly
And
with
then
each
they had to
withdrawal.
bend.
You broke
Right.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I really
they had
broke
to
them.
break.
Sorry, mom and dad. But yeah, I know now everything's a lot better.
That's
So much easier to live like this than the way I was living.
Right.
And I
right,
think that's a
right.
great takeaway, right? Living in deceit is like so stressful and
Right.
horrible,
Right.
Catches
It,
up
it
to
was
you.
the worst
Because
anxiety.
that's also a stress in the back of your mind. You're constantly living under this
Yep.
right?
Yep.
weight of your lies and
Well, such an amazing hero's journey, I would say.
Yeah.
I feel like we just watched
Like-
Rocky 1, 2, 3, and 4.
really you're like voyage and return.
Yeah.
I'm ready to run through a wall right now.
Yeah,
But I
for real.
kind of want to shift it now. So now you're on the market with your BA in sociology. Okay. What kind of
Yes.
careers are you? I mean, maybe it's too soon to consider that. Are you applying to jobs right now, or?
As a sociology major.
yeah, exactly. Enlighten us.
Yeah, I mean, I very, very recently started to look for jobs kind of too casually. I literally just typed sociology in LinkedIn.
Yep.
And then
Indeed.
looked
What came up?
a
Law
lot of
school. It's all just law school.
actually a lot of contract law related things. I've been always really interested in television and production.
Right. Oh, I didn't even think about
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Yeah,
cool.
definitely.
So
You
and
can be
also
like a script supervisor about a low income family, projects.
I hope
and-
so.
Chris
but
is also really into Yenung, so dude,
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd
word.
be sick.
Yeah,
It
become
was
a
a
matchmaker.
really long period of time where I only wanted to be successful in America. So eventually, a Korean variety program would invite me on,
Yeah.
and I would live my
Yeah.
dreams of being on
Yeah.
Korean variety TV.
Yeah.
But
Are you a good writer?
I think I'm a good writer, but I haven't done creative writing in so long.
Okay.
That
Because Chris is your sense of humor, you are very funny.
thanks. That's all I really
think
hope
he's
for.
so funny. So I just imagine maybe even writing or
Oh, Chris and I were writing some jokes yesterday.
Yeah.
We came up
Okay.
with a few punchlines. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Aaron remembers this, and this is a little embarrassing, but that year before, or the summer before my first year of college, he was like, "Hey, Chris,
I
in
do.
4 years, when you graduate, we should write a screenplay together."
Sure. I definitely remember.
Yeah,
that.
and,
It wasn't before. It was when you came back one summer.
Hey, you guys should still do that.
Yes.
I'd be down, I
100%.
guess, but
guys should
I'm
do
now
that.
just trying to get a job writing
Right.
comedy for late night.
Right,
so I'm not
right,
really
right.
trying to write a movie. But
4 years too late.
But writing a sort of comedy, a sort of train wreck-esque comedy about a kid who's like maybe like a 30-year-old who's still like a freshman
Right.
standing at UCLA could be fucking hilarious. Actually,
I think it could
Oh,
be.
yeah.
that could
I actually think that
or
there's a
somebody
screenplay there.
at a community college.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
Smoking pot in the middle
Yeah,
of fucking
Asian dude,
dissecting a-
Asian dude in community
sure.
college.
Just another
in his
fucking
8th year.
stoner comedy, but it's Chris, which
Right.
will de facto make it really funny.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of Asians represented in stoner comedy.
No, exactly.
We are underrepresented. Yeah.
I mean, John Cho's the whitest Asian guy
I know. That
ever.
movie's like fucking 12 years
right,
old. You know?
right.
Okay, well, I guess I want to close out the episode a little bit by bringing it back to, looking for a job. I think that me, Jay, and Celine can speak with experience here and authority. My first job out of college had nothing to do with my major. I studied English literature and history, and my first job was I was a product tester for a tech company, like reviewing cell phones, essentially. And it was super boring. I was getting $10 an hour. And then as soon as I was accepted to my grad school program, I quit my job. But I mean, Sells, what was your first job out of college? Did it relate to your degree in journalism?
Yeah, writing.
You were writing.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You were
Yeah,
writing for a
news
publication.
website, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
gotcha.
shit, that's it.
Jay, you were
That's
doing
really cool.
tech, but that was not related to your major, right?
Well, that's not my first job out of college.
okay.
And no job that I've ever had other than being an audio tech during college was related to my major.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, because I studied music, but then my first job out of college was just like cooking hot dogs, and then
Yeah.
like a barista, and because I was still trying to like be a musician or whatever. And then eventually I got a job in IT, and that's what I've been doing ever since.
Right.
But,
That's
I
so
mean, I
awesome.
feel like it's really common for people to get jobs completely unrelated to their major.
100%,
You know?
yeah.
Well, I guess
That's
there's light
the
at the end
norm
of this
more than the
tunnel.
other
It's
way.
totally the norm.
And also, I believe your first job doesn't matter. It's like a throwaway thing, if anything.
Just like I think the
I don't
experience
know
of sticking it
why,
out is valuable.
People put so much value on.
Do you guys
this
have any
first
like
major
interesting
out of
lessons that you took away from your first job in terms of like how you dealt with authority, for example, or how you dealt with like confrontation?
Yeah, actually, I feel like jobs really tell you a lot about who you are when it comes to stuff
Yes,
like that.
absolutely. What did you learn, Celine?
I learned about myself that I also am figuring out whether I'm like this in other areas of my life or just work. But I'm pretty passive and not like a little passive aggressive.
Oh, you say yes a lot to like when
I'm a
people
yes
ask you.
person and a people pleaser like to the nth degree.
Yeah.
In work,
Yeah, for sure.
like
I'm the same way.
I just want to say yes to everything. I want to please you. I'm constantly think I'm doing a bad job. Constantly thinking people are mad at me. Like wanting to do the most, and that is not a good quality. As I get older, I realize that because when you're younger, especially in a first job, I feel like there's so much of you that thinks it's good to be that way. It's good to be a hard worker.
Eager.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good to be eager. You got to show your boss that you love this job.
Yeah, totally.
But actually, no. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know,
I
it
mean,
doesn't
like-
matter. You obviously don't want to be...
You don't
know-
want to quit 30 minutes into your
no,
job.
of course not.
Do not.
Of course not. But you need, first of all, you need to know who you are. You need to know your role. You need to know what you are good at.
Right.
And then those are your boundaries.
You know, I think that one piece of advice I would give to any listeners out there who maybe are looking for their first job or are in a job that they hate or whatever, definitely I think that sticking through a job that you hate, at least for a year, I mean, maybe this is very Asian of me, but this
Actually,
is what my
I
dad
also
told
believe
me.
that. Yeah,
It's like
sticking through something.
You'll like learn a lot.
Right,
you know, you'll
right.
learn a lot about how to manage
just the
stress,
lessons of commitment.
expectations.
Yeah.
But then like once you hit that first year, do not feel like, you know, bullied into staying, especially if like you're an integral member of the team and they need you. Like that's leverage, you know? And like I feel like especially Asian people are too shy to use leverage when they have it. And I feel like my one advice is always, you know, stand up for yourself because you're probably more valuable to this company than you think. And then my second one is definitely with Celine's point, like don't be over eager to please because they will take advantage of that, especially if you're a young graduate.
100%.
Like, so my first job out of college, I was working at gazelle.com. Are you guys familiar with this
Yeah.
website?
Yeah.
So like, it's basically they buy used
Yep.
electronics and, you know, they'll buy it from you. An old iPod for like $50 or something, an iPhone for $200. And my job was just to like basically like go through the phones and make sure they were not broken. And then one day, like a bunch of Android phones that had just come out. This is when the Android phone first came out in 2010. They went missing, and my boss, who was a Korean American guy, like pulled me into his office and was just like, "Hey, Aaron, we need a fall guy for this. Like the corporate is on our ass, and we need someone to sign this paperwork that's gonna like basically." We're gonna put the blame on you because you're a new hire, but like you're so entry level that there's no legal action. Like it's basically, could you just do this for us for the company? And being young and eager to please this older, you know, young figure who hired me. He was the guy who actually interviewed and hired me, and I
He's
felt
the older man.
You know, so I was just like, oh, for sure, Hyung, and I signed it, and then I felt really fucking shitty afterwards, like anxious.
Like you made a wrong decision.
Like immediately I knew I made it. And so I called my dad and he was like, "Oh, you need to quit, dude. Like don't even go back and like express your dissatisfaction, just quit." And I was like, "Dad, they're going to think I'm guilty if I quit." He's like, "That's not the point. The point is that like now you've established this work dynamic and this relationship that you'll never be able to recover from."
Oh, interesting.
And so you're better off just quitting that job and like who gives a shit what they think, you know?
Right.
And luckily I had gotten my acceptance to Columbia, so I had that in my back pocket.
Yeah.
So I just quit the next day.
Right.
You know, and it felt so good. even though like I knew that they were probably like, oh, Aaron did it. I
No, and it is
I
true,
still
they
think that
don't
my boss
care.
is the one who stole the phones. You know what I mean?
Probably.
It's like I was like, how the fuck am I?
Why would
gonna-
he immediately ask somebody
exactly?
to sign that paper?
You know, and like,
Yeah.
and me of all people, like I wasn't even handling the new devices. I was
Right.
handling like old iPhones and
No,
old
he
iPods.
pinpointed a vulnerable,
Yes.
stupid young.
Yeah,
you know,
and I was very
employee.
stupid. I was very inexperienced, and that was the first of many lessons I think I learned throughout my life working.
And
but-
people will take advantage of you if they can.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think
Always.
it's really important to understand that no matter how valuable you think you are, or
You're not, you're
how,
replaceable,
you're
yeah.
exactly
Your
replaceable,
employee
or how like
employer doesn't
loyal
really
you
care
want to
about you.
be to your boss, or whatever. Is like when it comes down to it, it's business, and they'll cut you like without any
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
remorse or
And when
anything.
it comes
So-
down to it, they're not your mom or your best
Right.
friend.
Yeah.
They're
and they'll, you know what they're gonna
boss.
say? They'll be like, "It's not personal. It's business."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
Yeah.
okay, then nothing I say to you is
Exactly.
personal either. It's all business.
Just flip them off.
Yeah.
This is personal. This is very personal.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't mean to sound cynical, but I just feel like these are actually good lessons.
Yes, absolutely.
And then also just lessons outside of work too, like, you know, just knowing how to stand up for yourself.
For sure.
Yeah, learn, be
assertive.
comfortable with saying no.
Comfortable with saying no,
Absolutely, yeah.
and also knowing like who you are and what you bring to the table.
Well, I guess at this point, you know, the graduate doesn't really know what he wants to do quite yet, right?
Yeah, I think I'm
And
just
then
gonna.
that's totally fine. You know,
Yeah,
I would say
it's
just like
just normal.
yeah, put out your resume.
Yeah.
Like
I'm just gonna
spam
apply
everyone.
to everyone.
Yeah,
and
Right,
just hope
right.
Take
that
whatever
at
job
one-
you get.
Yeah, exactly.
You gonna stay in Korea?
So if I do stay in Korea, I think I would have to work for a completely like American company.
Yeah.
Because my business Korean is terrible. And I guess I'm looking at some like copy editing jobs for like, I don't know, the Washington Post and the New York Times are coming to Korea. So
Yes.
hopefully something works out. But I mean, who knows? I'm just really, I would move anywhere. I'd move to North Carolina
Yeah.
if I had to.
Sometimes I think that
No,
too.
for sure, dude.
Sometimes I'm like, wait, yeah, like I'll go to Minnesota.
You know,
Right,
I'll say
Yeah,
this.
like-
Like a lot of it has to do with luck.
Somebody told me to go there. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, luck and opportunity, man. Those are like
Right.
the two things that
Yep.
everyone gets those opportunities.
Follow the luck, follow the opportunity.
Yeah, and like,
Yeah.
but a lot of time people will say no because of like relationships or fear or whatever. But if you make that, if those things align, you could become a made man. Like, you know what I mean?
100%.
So, and
Yeah.
I hope that for you. You know what I mean?
Same,
Thank you so much.
Same.
All right. Well, that concludes this episode. Thank you so much, Chris, for
Thank you,
sharing your
Chris.
story,
Thank you for
man.
sharing.
Yeah, very
That was
inspirational.
a ride.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
inspirational.
Yeah.
But starting on the next episode,
Now I
you're,
feel like
you're-
finishing something.
You're gonna go back to being the intern, bro.
Oh shit! It was a fun. It was fun while it lasted.
The carriage turns back into a pumpkin at midnight, buddy.
Hell, oh my god. Chris turning into a pumpkin.
Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Please follow, like, comment below anything that you've learned in your educational journey, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Bye.